Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with a mighty Jingles. And despite what you may have been led to believe by the glorious World of Tanks 1.0 standard intro, this is in fact a World of Tanks 9.22 replay. And I'm showing it anyway, because it's amazing. I do still have a couple of older version World of Tanks replays saved, ready to put into videos. You can probably expect most of my World of Tanks replays from here on in to be 1.0 because the graphics really are amazing, although I'm sure the novelty is going to wear off before too long, and once everybody's gotten used to the layout of the new maps, they'll hardly even notice the difference anymore. But while everybody is still wowed by the graphics of the new World of Tanks graphics engine, I'm making no apologies whatsoever for showing a World of Tanks 9.22 replay simply because the standard of the gameplay in this particular battle is absolutely outstanding. This is Gonzalez 12 in the STB-1 Japanese Tier 10 medium tank. He's on the Paris map. And the STB-1 is basically a Leopard 1, except it's got a turret that can actually bounce the occasional shot. You can actually go hull down in this tank and it will work. And while it doesn't have the highest DPM of the Tier 10 medium tanks, it does have that 105mm L7 gun with that 390 alpha damage and a fairly good rate of fire. The accuracy, however, can best be described as adequate. This tank really works best at medium to close range in situations where it can use its very good mobility or a hold down position to inflict damage upon enemies. And this is a city map, so good luck with that, Gonzalez. While it definitely doesn't have the fastest reload of a Tier 10 medium tank, it does have the fastest reload of any Tier 10 medium tank equipped with a 105mm gun. Squad hitting the Object 140 there. M46 also popped up on the corner, checking the road behind him. Wouldn't do to get outflanked, because the only way out would be in front of all of those guys. Keeps firing through the bushes on the corner, hoping to score hits on that M46. And yep, he was there, he was waiting for him, and he's denied a return shot at him. Took some ammo rack damage there. Module damage is something that you can expect to see a lot in the STB-1. Did manage to get a follow-up shot into the M46 and then took the return hit on his turret for 0 damage. But Gonzalez is starting to get a little bit anxious about the situation at the bottom of the road behind him. At the moment it's just a lone E100 holding off a whole bunch of enemy tanks, and there is some backup behind him. And Gonzalez is pinging the map. Those guys, they don't appear to be in any rush to assist this E100, who is taking one hell of a beating. And if this guy goes down and all of those enemy tanks come around the corner, Gonzalez knows that his retreat is cut off and he's going to have to run the gauntlet of all the enemy mediums at the other end of the road in order to escape. And sure enough, there's only so much gold ammo through the turret front that any one E100 can sustain, and that guy's dead. Some kind of support would be very, very welcome. Puts a shot into the Oho. Support has arrived. Emil 1 does not have a huge amount of health remaining and isn't anxious to take any kind of hits from either of these two. Come on, poke your nose out. Lovely, there we go. Okay, the Emil 1 is now a one-shot kill. That guy is probably not too happy with his teammates at the moment. Why they're letting him sit on point and take the hits when there's an M100? Sorry, an M103 and an E100 just around this corner as well is anybody's guess, but hey, World of Tanks random barrel teammates. He's obviously trying to troll Gonzalez into taking the shot and missing so he can unload into him. But Gonzalez is waiting until he's sure of the shot. They have to hold this corner, otherwise his entire team is going to get outflanked. And there are enough friendly tanks down here now, and there's the shot. He's got the kill. Took a shot in the rear from an unspotted back chat, however, so time to reverse into cover. And there are plenty of friendly tanks down here now to hold the corner against, well, those guys. Or so you'd think. Anyway, now to make sure that the guys holding that corner don't get outflanked. Object 257 down there holding that side street. So let's have a look at the next side street, and there is a bit of crossfire zipping backwards and forwards along that avenue. And, oh, that was kind of a bit of a miracle actually. Took a hit in the side from a back chat, they did no damage, and he managed to get some damage into the back chat himself, but that Oho there managed to cross the road with not a huge amount of his health intact. And there's that M46 again, who has missed, which is always nice when somebody shoots at you and misses. What was that coming down the road? it looked kind of... oh, that's not good. An E75. Shit. Oh, friendly E75 to the rescue. Hooray for random battle teammates. Okay, between the two of them we should be able to deal with this guy. 2 bounces in a row on the E75s and lower glacis. Okay, the first one was angled, but the second one wasn't, and suddenly that friendly E75 isn't looking too clever anymore. Yep, it turned out that they couldn't actually hold the corner at the other end of the road. And now the friendly E75 is getting shot at from both directions. My very brave Carnarvon, who's definitely getting his money's worth out of this tier 10 game, but the enemy E75 is coming back for more. Now he's probably aware that he's a one-shot kill, so he's not anxious to get shot at, but, well, he can penetrate Gonzalez from just about any angle with his gun. And we've already seen Gonzalez bounce twice off this guy's lower glacis. But not a third time, so, okay, E75 dealt with, and the corner at the other end has just completely collapsed. It turns out they really definitely couldn't hold it. Object 257 has backed right up, friendly E75 trying to escape around the corner, and the 257 has taken an absolute battering. And once again, the Carnarvon definitely getting his money's worth out of this tier 10 game. And that's when the enemy E100 shows up, and we could have done without that. Could have been a lot worse. It was a high explosive hit. Judging by the amount of damage, it's impossible to say whether he's using the 150 or the 128mm gun. But the E75 has just been taken out by that guy. That guy is now in a position to cover both escape routes. Both of those side streets are now covered by the Batchat. That is not good news. But there's a full health E100 down there, as well as an M103, and God knows what else, and that Object 257 is only really worth one more hit. So it's time for Gonzalez to DD Mao and get back to where his team are the strongest, and that's bad news for the Object 257, but that unfortunately is just the way the cookie crumbles. When you're outnumbered like this by the enemy team, you've got to head for your strongest teammates, or what were your strongest teammates until that STA2 just lost 90% of his health in half a second. The Object 261 artillery is just hiding. He's going to be almost completely useless in that position, and this is exactly the situation that Gonzalez was trying to avoid. They're now caught in a crossfire and they're all pinned into one end of the map. There's the E100. Well, at least he's not on full health anymore. But it's that Carnarvon down there who's having an absolute field day. Well, not anymore, although he definitely did well for a tier 8 heavy tank in a match like this. Gonzalez is in a really tough situation here. He can't allow that E100 to continue to enjoy flanking fire into his exposed teammates up here. But at the same time, even if that guy's firing high explosive, Gonzalez is a one-shot kill, so he can't really risk getting hit by him. And while his teammates did briefly show evidence of rallying and scored a couple of kills back, they've now completely crumbled, and Gonzalez is alone. Well, he was alone against 4 enemy tanks. Now it's 3. Kills the T-28 prototype before he can reload, but all 3 of the surviving enemy tanks can one-shot kill him. Even the Batchat, yeah, he would have to get a high damage roll, but it wouldn't have to be that high a damage roll, and that's with just one shot. And as we all know, the Batchat carries a lot more than one shot in its magazine per reload, so Gonzalez has to make the most of his mobility and try to fight the enemy tanks one at a time without taking any hits. So it's really bad news that he misses this shot. Well, he doesn't miss this shot. It's a tier 10 medium tank firing armor-piercing composite rigid ammunition, and he missed that shot, but the first one bounced off artillery. And now, of course, he's spotted, so everybody knows where he is. And there's a Batchat on the enemy team. And the STV-1 does have very good mobility, but hey, guess what? So does the Batchat. And because he was spotted by artillery, they're all going to be zeroing in on his position. There's the Batchat, handbrake turn, swings the tank around, parks it in behind the hill. Batchat player, realising that he is also a one-shot kill, keeps moving. He doesn't want to make it easy for Gonzalez. But what's that artillery going to be doing? There he is, waiting for him, takes the shotgun, misses. Now, here comes the Batchat. What are you going to do here? Do you finish off the artillery? Or do you take advantage of the fact that the Batchat is notoriously bad at shooting on the move and kill him first, then avoid the attempted ram kill from the artillery and finish him off at your leisure? Now it's just him against the E100. Top Gun, 7,500 damage done, but one hit from that E100 can still kill him. even if he is firing high explosive. How much health did that E100 have? I can't remember. Gonzalez can't remember. I'm sure it was less than 1,000, but I'm also pretty sure it wasn't less than 390, which is what you'd like the E100 to have, because that would mean he would be a one-shot kill for this 105mm gun. Where the hell is he? The more observant among you may have noticed something that I have to confess I hadn't actually noticed until I came to put the commentary on this video. Take a look at this. E100's a team killer. When did that happen? Let's go back and find out. It was around about here when Gonzalez was defending the team's rear against the E100 and the Carnarvon. There's the E100. You notice his gun was pointing behind him for some strange reason. The only thing back there is the M103. And right after Gonzalez finishes off the Carnarvon, pay attention to the battle messages. There we go. E100 team killed the M103. Why would you do that? He couldn't have done it by accident. There's nothing else for him to shoot at back there other than the M103. Well, we'll find out exactly why at the end of the video, but for now, just remember that the E100 is a team killer, which is incredibly good news for Gonzalez because he encounters the E100 right after accepting a platoon invitation from the Object 261, so his teammate can get a mission completed, because he's an all-round good egg like that. But the E100 has been banned. And rightfully so too. So yeah, it was going to take more than one shot to kill him, and Gonzalez could almost certainly have done it as long as he'd managed to avoid the E100's first shot, but it's nice to know that he doesn't have to. Victory on Paris for Gonzalez 12 in the STB-1. Very nicely played indeed, sir. Scores on the doors: Ace Tanker, High Caliber and Top Gun, with 7 kills and nearly 9,000 damage done. But what was going on with that E100? What would possess him to kill a teammate just when his team were on the verge of winning and get himself banned from the game, and basically throwing the game for his team? That's 587 damage and a kill inflicted on a teammate. Teammate was the M103. Let's have a look and see whether or not the M103 was entirely innocent. And sure enough, the M103 started it, inflicted 427 damage on the E100, who then turned around and team killed him, getting himself an instant ban in the process, which does kind of suggest that it probably wasn't the E100's first offence either. None of which, of course, should take anything away from Gonzalez 12's achievement. Nearly 9,000 damage done and 7 kills in an STB-1 on a city map. And the little bit of drama at the end was just the cherry on the cake. I love a good bit of street theatre just as much as anybody else, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too, because that's it for today. Gonzalez 12, thank you very much for sending that one in. Everybody else, I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.